I suppose we better get stuck into this since we've got one who's got to go to work and leave here by 6. So last week, hey brothers and sisters, last week we did chapters 9 and 10 and we had some technical issues, so it didn't get published or produced. So just a bit of a recap on chapters 9 and 10. So we went through it, and the first line was of chapter 9 said, "Now even the first covenant had regulations for worship and an earthly place of holiness. For a tent was prepared, the first section in which the lampstands, the table, the showbread table and all of that. That was called the set apart place. Second had the curtain, which was the most set apart place where the Ark of the Covenant was. Okay, and the golden altar of incense. Now, in discussing all of that last week, we came to the conclusion that when the veil was rent by Yahusha, his body was what was rent. So we came to the conclusion that his body is actually the veil. And he therefore made it easy for us to have open access to where he is, where he went to. So I thought that was absolutely amazing that we got that all out of just a small amount of information. Give me a second. It also says that Yahusha is the mediator of the new covenant. So those that are called may receive the promised eternal inheritance. Because of his death, the blood from his death is what made that possible. It redeems the people from their transgressions under the first covenant, therefore making the old covenant basically worthless compared to the new covenant that Yahusha's made. Let's see. In chapter 10, he said, "Sacrifices and offerings you have not desired, but a body have you prepared for me. In burnt offerings and sin offerings you have taken no pleasure." So he's basically saying that he was getting nothing from those offerings of the animal sacrifices, of the incense and so forth. He wants us to offer ourselves and our behavior in everything that we do to him. So that way he can see that we are maturing into what he wants us to become.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It also tells us to draw near to Yahusha because he is the Alahim. He's the only living Alahim in the world. So if we continue on the right path, he will bless us.
Yeah.
And the last line, "But we are not of those who shrink back and are destroyed, but of those who have belief and preserve their being." So we can't shrink back. We can't take that backward step, because taking that backward step will lead us back to the gate.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we do that, then we're just going back to the vomit and stuff that we've left behind. And none of us want to do that.
Don't worry.
So that's just a short recap. If you want to read the Hebrews 9 and 10 on your own, go for it, guys.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome. All right, let's start. Robert, go. Hebrews 11.
Now, faith is
The assurance.
the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. For by it the people of old received their
Commendation.
commendation. By faith, we understand that the universe was created by the word of Alahim, so that what is seen was made out of things that are visible.
What about that?
Amazing.
Fantastic.
So it basically tells us nothing was seen and it wasn't visible, but it was all made, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All by words.
Yeah.
The word of Alahim. And as we know, in the beginning was the word, who is Yahusha. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mikey?
By faith, Abel offered to Alahim a more acceptable sacrifice than Cain, through which he was commended as righteous, Alahim commending him by accepting his gifts. And through his faith, though he died, he still speaks. By faith, Enoch was taken up so that he should not see death, and he was not found, because Alahim had taken him. Now before he was taken, he was commended as having pleased Alahim. And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever would draw near to Alahim must believe that he exists, and that he rewards those who seek him. By faith Noah, being warned by Alahim concerning events as yet unseen, in reverent fear constructed an ark for the saving of his household. By this he condemned the world, and became an heir of the righteousness that comes by faith.
What about that?
Mm.
What about that? So he's basically saying to us, without that faith or belief, it's not pleasing to him. So we've got to stand firm in our belief, believing that he will do what he says he will do.
Mm.
He doesn't change, does he?
No. Never.
Mm.
He always comes through, no matter what.
I think he did change once.
Well, no, that was an image. He was always there from the beginning. He is the Aleph and the Tor, the beginning and the end. That's Yahusha. He gave the people of Israel an image so that they would worship that particular image.
That's a good point.
Yeah?
But he did change. You were right.
He did, yes.
When he was Yahuah and he became
Yahusha.
Exactly.
That's what you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, he did that.
So we can see that all these people who have pleased Yahusha, Abel and Enoch and Noah, and they've all been faithful or trusted servants of Yahusha's.
Yes.
He gave them commands, you do this, because I'm going to do that. And they did exactly what he said. Every dot, every T crossed, everything was exactly as he told them. So that's what we have to do, exactly as he tells us. Yeah?
Yes.
Good word impossible there. And what you just read out.
Where's that? Oh yeah. And
Verse
without
6.
faith, it's impossible.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Without exercising your belief,
Mm.
well, what are you doing if you're not exercising it? Nothing.
Mm.
So without doing that, you can't please him. You've got to exercise.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Darling, you want to read on?
By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place that he was to receive as an inheritance. And he went out, not knowing where he was going. By faith, he went to live in the land of promise, as in a foreign land, living in tents with Isaac and Jacob, heirs with him of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city that has foundations, whose builder and designer is Alahim. By faith, Sarah herself received power to conceive, even when she was past the age, since she considered him faithful who had promised. Therefore, from one man, and him as good as dead, were born descendants as many as the stars of heaven, and as many as the innumerable grains of sand by the seashore.
Everything by faith, by belief. Without it, as it said before, it's impossible. Do you want to continue on for me?
Yes. These all died in faith, not having received the things promised, but having seen them and greeted them from afar. Sorry, no mess of that. And having acknowledged that they were strangers and exiles on the earth, for people who speak thus make it clear that you are seeking the homeland. If they had been thinking of the land from which they had gone out, they would have had opportunity to return. But as it is, they desire a better country, that is, a heavenly one. Therefore, Alahim is not ashamed to be called their Alahim, for he has prepared for them a city.
So all of these people who have had faith, who have had the belief and stood strong in it, are going to receive the city. It's been prepared for them. So he's saying to us, stand firm in your belief. Trust that I will do everything that I say, and you'll be having the city as well.
Yes.
What about that promise?
Yes, thank you.
It's a beautiful promise, isn't it?
It is.
You know, you think about it, and how many people in the world are there that are oblivious to all of this? It's just sad to see them.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, those that are in religion or those that aren't. None of them actually see what He's promised for us. The way He helps us, the way He teaches us. The love and understanding and belief that He has in us is the exact same way that we should be with Him. That's what He wants from us. Our love and our constant belief and unwavering attention, all on Him. 24/7 pretty much.
What gets me there, have you ever considered yourself in the second half of sentence number 1, and having acknowledged that they were strangers and exiles on earth? Have you ever come to a place that that's who you are? What you are?
Don't belong anywhere. You can't fit in truly anywhere.
Really?
I'd say that.
Yeah, you don't really look
But
at
just knowing that it's not about earth.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I see. Looking to the other city, heavenly city.
Well, it says there, if they had been thinking of a land that from which they had gone out, they would have the opportunity to return. But as it is, they desire a better country, that is a heavenly one.
Yes.
That's exactly what we desire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly what we desire.
So he says, even though you're not in the world, even though you're in the world, you're not part of it.
Yeah.
So don't try and fit in. Won't work.
No. No, we've broken those molds. So, we can't be put into the box of the world.
That's it.
Just like Yahusha can't be put in a box. Victoria, you want to continue on for me?
Yeah. By faith, Abraham, when he was tested, offered up Isaac, and he who had received the promises was in the act of offering up his only son, of whom it was said, through Isaac shall your offspring be named. He considered that Alahim was able even to raise him from the dead, from which, figuratively speaking, he did receive him back. By faith, Isaac invoked future blessings on Jacob and Esau. By faith, Jacob, when dying, blessed each of the sons of Joseph, bowing in worship over the head of his staff. By faith, Joseph, at the end of his life, made mention of the exodus of the Israelites and gave directions concerning his bones.
We can see that this whole thing is about our belief.
Yes.
And just being firm in that. And trusting. His word has never let us down yet. And it never will. So we have to be as all these previous people were. Just strong in that belief. Know that, okay, I know that you can do this. I'm here. I'm standing firm. Don't let anybody push you around. Take you away from your belief. Yeah?
So it says that Isaac offered his son up without, just through faith.
Yep.
Because Yahushua had said.
Well, he believed that he'd raise him back.
Yeah, didn't question it, just offered the son.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've got to consider if we have that much belief ourselves. Yeah? That's what I'm getting from it.
Yes.
Do you have that much belief that he will do what he said he will do?
Not always, no.
It's okay, neither do I. So I'm not going to say that I do, because there's days where it's like, come on, and other days where it's like, yeah, I can see that was him. Yeah. Would you like to read, Christopher?
Yes, darling. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hidden for 3 months by his parents, because they saw that the child was beautiful, and they were not afraid of the king's edict. By faith, Moses, when he was grown up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to be mistreated with the people of Alahim than to enjoy the fleeting pleasures of sin. He considered the reproach of Messiah greater wealth than the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking to the reward. By faith he left Egypt, not being afraid of the anger of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. By faith he kept the Passover and sprinkled the blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn might not touch them.
What about that? Moses refused basically all of the king's wealth because he had more faith, more belief in Yahusha.
Bit like Shadrach and Daniel and all them.
More faith in what Yahusha was going to do and could do than anything else. And he didn't care. He basically said, I'll be treated like the slaves are. It didn't worry him being treated like they were being treated, because he had the faith that, the belief that Alahim would set them free, which he did, didn't he? Yeah. All right. By faith, the people crossed the Red Sea as on dry land, but the Egyptians, when they attempted to do the same, were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they had been encircled for 7 days. By faith, Rahab, the prostitute, did not perish with
Rehab.
She went to rehab.
Rehab.
She was the keeper of the
Rahab,
center.
sorry.
Rehab.
Rahab,
The rehab.
By faith, Rahab, the prostitute, did not perish with those who were disobedient, because she had given a friendly welcome to the spies. So everything in this chapter, believe in him. Everybody who believed in him was kept safe. So that's what I'm getting so far. Robert?
Oh, you're not going to give him a big one like that.
Oh, Mikey, you can. You can finish this out.
Yeah. And Mike,
Robert
can do the bottom part.
And what more shall I say?
Oh.
For time would fail me to tell of Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, of David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith conquered kingdoms, enforced justice, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, were made strong out of weakness, became mighty in war, put foreign armies to flight. Women received back their dead by resurrection. Some were tortured, refusing to accept release, so that they might rise again to a better life. Others suffered mocking and flogging, and even chains and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn in two, they were killed with the sword. They went about in skins of sheep and goats, destitute, afflicted, mistreated, of whom the world was not worthy, wandering about in deserts and mountains, and in dens and caves of the earth.
Wow. So all these people that had all this belief and faith, they were promised everything, they were given everything, and as we know, some of them just mixed their worship, didn't they? So they were put through suffering, and he says, in your suffering I will make you strong. In your weakness I'll make you strong. So the weaker we are, the stronger we are in Yahusha. The more suffering we go through shows that we are more like him. Yeah?
Yes.
Robert, you want to read the last little bit?
And all these, though commended through their faith, did not receive what was promised, since Alahim had provided something better for us, that apart from us they should not be made perfect.
So all of these people had all this belief and faith and whatever you want to call it, and still they didn't receive the promises, did they?
Mm-hmm.
They missed out. Some of them will eventually when he returns, but some of them won't, because they were mixing their worship with parts of the world. So we've got to say no to what the world wants us to do and just follow Yahusha. He died for us. He wants us to suffer. Suffer for everybody. You know, if someone comes in and they're, you know, I can't talk, I don't know what to say, I've got this feeling but I don't know how to, you just got to try and help them. Some people say, oh, I'm feeling uneasy. Well, why? What is it? What do you think it is? You know, you got to be all things to all people, but still have the belief and the faith that you're going to be able to help them, because that's what Yahusha does. He helps those that are sinners and liars and murderers and you name it. He's helping all of those people. Yeah?
Yes.
What do you guys get out of this?
I got from where the last comma in the sentence where Robert read.
Yep.
What does that say?
That apart from us, they should not be made perfect.
What does that mean, Robert?
That there were some of those who died with faith, and back in those times, probably sinned as well.
Yeah, but what is it? Read it out yourself. That
Apart from us, they should not be made perfect.
apart from us. So what does us mean? What are we going to be made?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, when you get through the veins,
Right.
they didn't have the opportunity of being made perfect like we do, but we have to find it. Have to
Absolutely.
find it. Find Yahusha.
We've got to seek him out. That's it.
Totally.
Okay, guys.
What
That
about
was
you?
my bit.
If we believe in him and trust him with full faith, he'll reward us and he'll recognize us, but at the same time we'll have a lot of troubles and things coming at us, and we just need to keep that belief that and be strong in him, and if we keep doing that, he'll continue to recognize and reward us more, and we'll have his blessings.
What did he say about trials the other day?
Yeah.
Don't be surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
No.
You will go through trials.
you will. Yeah.
You're going to get it.
Yeah, you're going to get it.
It's gonna come in. Why? Why does he want us to go through them?
Various trials.
Endurance makes this, and
To make us perfect.
yeah,
Yes.
that one.
That's the journey.
Yeah.
Are you aware when a trial comes, or
No, usually.
miss out? You miss out on the victory. You've got to have joy.
Yeah.
Go into a trial, haven't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's on. You've got to be
Which is-
conscious
yeah.
that something's coming at you.
Yeah.
Someone's doing, something's happening. You've got to be aware of it.
Mm.
Most people just walk along dead and don't even know, oh, I got a trial? Oh, yeah, what? Have no idea
Yeah.
of the spiritual realm and how you can win that battle. They're going to come. He's going to test your
Belief.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's going to test if you really do believe.
Mm.
If you really are going to go there,
Yeah.
he's going to test you guys.
And test he will.
And if you're not aware of it, what actually happens, darling? If you're not aware that, I'm in a trial here, and you pull yourself together and go, what's happening then? And really start checking it out. What happens, Therese?
What happens?
Yeah.
You lose your marbles.
That's one way of putting it.
And explain it if someone doesn't understand what you mean by lose your
So
marbles.
you go off. You let rip, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so say you've let it rip, right? Then what happens after that? The other person's gone out of the room or what?
Then you start burning
Yeah,
because you haven't faced what it was that was happening.
yeah.
So then you start burning. You get that fire.
And then who
And
do you get angry at?
Oh.
Who do you get angry at that for giving you a trial?
Yahusha and
The person.
also the other person because it was their fault.
And anyone else that comes on
That's it.
along.
Absolutely.
Watch out.
So what's that? After doing all that, and you settle down.
And then you
What do
come
you
to the
go
realization and go, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I see that?
Yeah.
You know, and you just apologise and go, okay, yeah, I buggered that one up, Yahusha, sorry.
Yeah. Lovely.
And
Should have shut my face and gone through it without complaining.
yeah,
Trying to defend myself.
So this is going to happen continually
absolutely.
until we
Change.
are what Robert says.
Perfect.
Perfected.
Yeah.
So that you're conscious, you're aware. Right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
And then you can serve Yahusha, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
In doing exploits for him.
Yeah.
So you understand his mindset, what he's giving you. You know?
Absolutely. Well, throughout that whole chapter, it's about being a faithful and trusted servant. Pretty much, each and every one of those people that were listed in it were faithful and trusted in him.
Yes.
So that's what we also need to do. He wants to know that we are faithful to him and that we trust in him every minute of the day. No matter what happens, know that he is there protecting us at all times.
And what does that look like?
What do you mean, what does that look like?
Trusting in Yahusha. Oh, there's a trial. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, what? Yeah. I'm trusting in Yahusha.
Alright, you want me to say
It
something?
looks positive. Like in my case, it would be just listening to lots of negative thoughts and allowing them because I'm not believing it, and then I become a miserable guy. That's what it looked like to me. Misery. The opposite of belief is misery.
What'd you
That's
say?
not what you asked for, is it?
You
What,
said
yeah,
trusting.
no, I want to hear what he said because the Spirit's moving.
Well, you said, what does it look
He's
like?
responding. Yeah.
What does it look like? Well, if you're not believing, it means you're allowing any thought to come in. Yeah, that'll be right. Yeah, this, that. Woe is me. Yeah, that's not going to work. Nothing works. Yeah, all that. You just let it all in, and you're just miserable. And
And it makes you miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start to worry.
How much of your day is miserable and isn't miserable?
50-50?
What about you, Rob?
I'm probably like 90% happy, 10% down.
What about you,
So I
Mikey?
realise.
Yeah, probably like 50-50, yeah.
Yeah?
No, that's pretty rough.
Oh, I'd say about 40-60.
About 40, 60.
Oh,
Go there.
very interesting, isn't it? So you can see,
Yeah.
are you recognising the trials
No.
and believing that, this is a trial for me to win?
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're a bit inconspicuous and hard to.
Inconvenient.
So, like what? Give me an
See.
example that's an inconspicuous thing for you Give me an example for the brothers and sisters out there.
You could be out doing shopping or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever, and
Mhm.
something happens and you think, I don't need to worry about that, and keep walking, where you might get
Like what? I don't mean to worry about what happened that you don't need
Oh.
to worry about it.
somebody needed help with something. I don't need to worry about that, and I keep
Oh,
walking.
you didn't want to give.
And you keep walking, or, you know, that sort of thing. Whereas,
Does that play on your mind when you go off?
oh, sometimes you see something and you go, oh yeah, I don't got time for that, and you keep going because you've got other things to do, or
It's always in the
You know?
shopping centre with her.
Ignoring the prompts.
I'm too busy looking at the prices.
That's it.
Can't help there.
So-
Alright, so something inconspicuous like that.
So you know, you might see,
We're looking at the 40-60%.
well, and I saw an old lady. I was already in my car driving. I saw an old lady struggling to put her shopping in her car, and I had the thought I should stop and help, but I had cars behind me,
You can't
so
do that.
I couldn't.
No, they're
You know,
right.
it's like, oh,
Cause a traffic jam.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, yeah. Well, I couldn't stop, but the thought was I should stop and help her because I could see she was struggling.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's usually at the shopping centre where you could help someone and you actually can't.
Hmm.
And it bothers you.
Yeah, because I'm
That's a trial.
a helpful person
Yeah, we know.
usually, and
Is that a trial for you?
yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Because I don't like not being.
Nice.
I don't like
Yes.
not being able to help. Don't you do that?
I was agreeing with you.
You're funny.
Yeah, something's going on.
You're funny.
Very helpful.
So if we look at the percentages we give ourselves to getting to
Perfection.
Perfection.
what's in the way, what's in our way,
Mm.
what's happening. You've got to know that's why you don't want to be part of this world, because of what's going on, what's coming at you.
Mm.
Oh.
That's what you're all talking about, thoughts coming at you.
Yeah.
You've got to get your sword out and say, listen, brother.
Mm.
And you start talking to those demons. Get lost, you filthy thing. I don't want you around me. Off.
Mm.
Resist him and he'll go.
Mm.
In your
Belief in your faith.
all in your belief. You've got to activate your belief.
Mm.
And once you start activating, he'll say, okay,
Yeah.
here's another one, buddy. Figure this trial out.
Yeah.
You've got to figure it out, grab it.
That's where you got to get the cricket bat and just smash it.
Yeah, well, good. But you're not to let it get in and say or make you say or do things out of your body that's going to make you.
Miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Absolutely. So true.
mm,
Mm.
we have to realise the trials that
It's
are coming.
recognising it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before the emotions throw.
Well, how do you feel when you're just doing something? You're a nice person, you're a good person, you're lovely and you're happy.
Yeah.
And then this trial comes, which is most inconvenient for you at the moment. You
Yeah.
don't feel like
wanna
that.
do
And so we ignore it and walk away and,
Mm.
oh, you're still there. Then we start activating.
How'd you know I treat my clients
something
like
else. Then we've got to start activating something else
Yeah.
to deal with that,
Yeah.
don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
if you let it go, it runs round behind you, comes back in front of you.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Totally.
Oh, I thought I dealt with that. I was
Yeah.
so clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll smack you in the face
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're not embracing the trial.
Until
until you go through it.
deal with it, face it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a trial.
Mm.
Yet, how do we feel towards trials? Our emotional feelings, we've been
Oh.
trained.
Despise them.
Yeah, we
We've
don't
trained
like
ourselves.
Yeah.
No, we don't like it. And we get in a nasty
Frustrated.
mood.
Fussed up.
Start putting it out at other
Mm.
people. Who's won? Did you pass the
Demons.
trial with
No.
No.
your belief?
Sure,
You've
No.
got to exercise your
No.
belief. You've got to put it to practice so you have the victory.
Yeah.
I don't think you all think like this by your
No.
percentages.
No.
No.
Well, you want to get better at
Yeah.
Yeah.
being aware. Ah, here we go.
Yeah.
Yahusha,
Yeah.
hands on the table, thinking all the time. You're aware because you're listening to him.
Yeah.
He might be thinking you're a bit of a smarty, and he'll say, hey, try this out. So it's great. You can do it with joy, as we discussed the other. You can be joyous about a trial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Bye,
Have
Mr.
a good night.
Enjoy your shift.
Say bye to the folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, you can keep your joy.
Absolutely. No. All about our belief in him. He believes in us, so we've got to make sure that we stand firm in our belief in him.
Yeah. And it says you can't please him without belief. That's pretty amazing.
Well, actually, believing's a trial, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you become
Perfect.
at trials.
Yeah.
Perfect at trials. Wow.
With joy.
And with joy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a better way to look at things, really. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're not going to stop, are they?
No, not at all. Not
No,
at
well,
all.
they will once he's perfected you to a stage
Yeah.
where you're aware of the battle, then he lets you take over when it comes. You know, he's not giving them to you, he lets you be aware of the spiritual warfare so you can fight that battle, not let it get in you. Because that's what they want to do, get in you and use you, drag you around.
Yeah.
But they won't preach this
No, not at
at the
all.
door.
No.
They won't accept it.
No.
So we're not accepting that what they say, we don't have to.
No.
We're free. That's the freedom
Yeah,
through
absolutely.
our belief.
Yeah.
Gives us that freedom. It's
Yeah.
just wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's another chapter down.
What a great study, darling.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all about belief. That's it.
Beautiful.
And standing firm in that belief. Thanks, brothers and sisters. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.
Stop making that face.